Listening, reading and critical thinking. Jules Verne. Around the World in 80 Days. Jules Verne. You probably don't know much about the writer Jules Verne, but you may have heard of two of his most famous novels, Journey to the Center of the Earth and Around the World in 80 Days. Verne wrote stories about air travel, space travel, and submarines before planes, rockets, or submarines were used. This is why many people call Jules Verne the father of science fiction. Verne was born in 1828. He grew up in a port called Nantes in northern France. It was always busy with ships coming and going. This may be why Jules became interested in travel and exploration. There is a story that when he was very young, he wanted to travel so much that he hid on a ship as it was leaving Nantes for America. After he left school, Jules Verne studied to be a lawyer, but spent a lot of his time writing stories about fantastic journeys. His father, who was also a lawyer, realized this, so he stopped paying for his son's studies and told him he had to find a job. His first story, which was called 5 Weeks in a Balloon, came out in 1863. After that, he wrote 2 books every year and earned enough money to live on his writing. His most well-known book that he wrote in 1873 was Around the World in 80 Days. It first came out in a magazine. In 1905, Jules Verne became ill and died. His last novel came out after his death. It was called The Lighthouse at the End of the World. Around the World in 80 Days. The story begins in a London club on the 2nd of October, 1872. Phileas Fogg, a rich man, has an argument with a friend about how long it would take him to travel around the world. Fogg's friend doesn't believe that Fogg can finish the journey in 80 days. If he succeeds, Fogg will win £20,000. Fogg leaves London with his servant Passepartout at 8:45 p.m. on the 2nd of October. They will have to return at the same time on December 21. After 7 days, they reach South, where they meet a man called Fix. Fix is a policeman who thinks that Fogg is the criminal he is looking for. The 3 men travel to Bombay by ship, then to Calcutta by train. Unfortunately, the railway line is not finished and they need to travel part of the way by elephant. On their journey, they save a young woman from death. She's called Aydan, and she goes with them on their journey. From Calcutta, they travel by ship to Hong Kong, then across the Pacific to San Francisco. In San Francisco, Fogg, Passepartout, Fix, and Aydan catch the train to New York, but during this journey, Passepartout is kidnapped. Fogg rescues his servant, but they get to New York late and miss their boat to Liverpool. After fuel problems, the next boat finally reaches Britain. As soon as they arrive, Fix arrests Fogg. He quickly realizes that Fogg is not the real criminal, but by now they have missed their train to London, lost a day, and so lost the money. However, Passepartout discovers that it's December 20, not December 21, because they had traveled east. They had crossed the international date line and saved a day. Fogg and Passepartout hurry to the club and arrive in time to win the £20,000. Answer the following questions. Name two of Jules Verne's most famous novels: Journey to the Center of the Earth and Around the World in 80 Days. Why do many people call Jules Verne the father of science fiction? They did so because he wrote stories about air travel, space travel, and submarines before planes, rockets, or submarines were used. What did Jules Verne do to earn money to live? He wrote 2 books every year and earned enough money to live. Where did Fogg begin and end his journey? He began and ended it in London. Why did Fogg's friend think Fogg cannot travel around the world in 80 days? He thought it would be impossible to do it so quickly, because things might go wrong and transport was slow then. How much will Fogg win if he succeeds? If Fogg succeeds, he will win £20,000. Why did Fogg and his friends have to travel by elephant in India? They had to do so because the railway line was not finished. What do you think Fogg's servant does on the journey? He carries back things, looks after Fogg's clothes, and prepares his food, books tickets, and so on. How do you think Fogg and Passepartout prepared for their journey? I think they prepared food, drink, and arranged for means of transport. What did Fogg and Passepartout lose in Britain? They lost a day and so lost the money. How did Passepartout discover that it was December 20, not December 21? He discovered so when they traveled east and crossed the international date line and saved a day. When did Alda go with Fogg and Passepartout on their journey? She went with them after they saved her from death. What did Fogg and Passepartout miss in New York? They missed their boat to Liverpool. Thanks for listening. With Nafham, learn easily and simply.